Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing? I hope everybody's well. Hope you've all had a good Wednesday. Let's see here. We got Miss Janice. Hello, hello. And Blue Eyes. How you doing, girl? Mimi of Six. Hello. How you doing? And little Miss Sharon. Hey. Good to have y'all in here. Hello, everybody else that's listening. Thank y'all for being here. I hope all has been well this week for y'all. Tired? I bet you are. Is she home yet? Does she get to go home? You're flooding in East Texas. East Tennessee. Oh my goodness. Prayers, prayers, prayers. And more rain's coming y'all's way, I think. Yay. She's home. Continued prayers for Blue Eyes' daughter who just got home from the hospital. Shout out to her. Hey, girl. Hey. But continue prayers for her as she heals and recovers. Yay. And all of those in the path of the storm, all the rain that's already there, and more rain on top of it. Keep everybody in your prayers. I know Smiley is going to be going to her mother's to be with her for a little bit, and her husband is going back home. And they are right there towards the path of the storm. So y'all pray for them too. Y'all are getting 12 to 15 inches of rain. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Big prayers for everybody. Everybody on the east. Wow. Tell you what, we've had some little scattered showers here. It's been nice because it's rained a little while. And then, the sun comes back out. The bad part is we have flowers that are blooming back out. We have trees that are blooming back out. I guess nature thinks it's summertime again because we're back up in the 90s. So, yeah, all the pollen's back in my nose. I had just got it to quit dripping, and it's back to dripping again. But that's nature. And that's life in East Texas. I tell you, it's crazy. Well, everybody be safe, okay? That worries me. I hope. I'm nervous. This will be a Category 4 storm when it hits. And that is going to be rough. Rough. And it will be going up, and it'll be going fast and hauling butt. And it's going to have a trail of a lot of destruction, I'm afraid. But yeah, very dangerous. I wasn't... When Katrina hit New Orleans, wasn't it only a Category 3? I don't think it was like a 4 or a 5 yet. I think it was just on the verge of trying to become a 4, but it wasn't even that big of a storm. And of course, their levees broke, so everything flooded as well. That made it worse for them, but man, and I saw earlier where JLR was driving. He was in Tampa when I was watching. He was driving down into it. So, excuse me, just a drip. But, scary out there with storms. I don't like storms. I'm okay if it rains, but I don't like the wind and the thunder and the lightning. I cannot sleep through it. A lot of people sleep through it. I remember when my kids were small and we're at our house and it got really creepy looking. And then they put out, tornado warnings in my area. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And I ran back there and I woke my husband up and I was like, there's tornadoes around us. And he's like, okay. He said, we're safe. We'll be all right. He went back to sleep. And I'm like, what are you doing? But I can't sleep. I don't like them. But anyways, well, We are going to do some talking tonight about Sebastian again. Lots of stuff is still going on. It's still happening. I don't understand all the distractions. I don't understand why people are being attacked. It is insane. It is crazy. But we're going to talk about it. And we're going to keep talking about it. And if they want to talk about us over here, let them talk. I don't care. It'll be a good subject for them. But anyways, so we know that Sebastian had this great, amazing day. The details, we've already talked about how the details are just on point. She tells us every little single thing that happens and goes on. And they get home. He took out the trash. There was video footage of somebody with the trash going out. And then she tells him to go to bed. I've listened to the first interview, and according to that very, very first interview that came out 7 days later, they got on the phone at 9 o'clock. By 10 o'clock, she was asleep on the couch. Chris told her to wake up and go to bed about midnight. Wake up, get up, go put the puppies up in their cage, and go get on your bed. That's the original story. Well, then it became, she heard a noise and said, hey, whatever you're doing in there, cut it out. Go to bed. Then it became a thud. And then had a conversation with him. And we've talked about all these things. We've mentioned all these things. And it is baffling to me as to why a mother who has a child that's missing will continue to change the story. But that's what we have. And we know that the father was not there. He was at work. We've heard his story from when he found out at work, got home, or came straight to Sebastian's home. And Seth has told the same story. He walked in, his shoes were there, right by the front door. He started asking questions, was getting little answers, and then he's been searching every day since, as much as he possibly can. Hey, TJ, thanks for being here. And if y'all see Pearl Girl come in, y'all let me know, because she's going to come up with me. I'm going to put her up on panel. She asked, and I feel bad, but I didn't get her up there. Anyways. So then we have the stepfather who tells his version of things. And it was May the 26th when Sebastian goes missing. May the 26th. You got the 26th, the 27th, the 28th, the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd. So you have 6 days when they go on to do their first interview on Duchess's channel. Now, during that time, hang on a second. Okay. Of course. I've had the girls for a while before my son got home. I was just checking to make sure that was him that came in. But on that very first interview, 6 days later, 6 days, guys, 6 days into this investigation or into this missing child, the stepfather is going to say his words, it's a case to be studied for sure. It is a case to be studied for sure. 6 days. Most of us hadn't even caught on to the Sebastian case at that time. Most of us were just starting to hear about Sebastian. But yet it's going to be a case to be, or it's a case to be studied for sure. He was so confident from the very beginning that this case would be studied. To me, that tells you something. It tells you that he knows. He knows everybody's going to have a hard time finding Sebastian. He knows. Now, on May 4th, May the 4th, 7 days from the day that Sebastian went missing, 1 week, just 1 week of looking into everything, talking to all the parents, talking to the neighbors, searching. May the 4th, 7 days. Sumner County say that they are scaling back the investigation efforts for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers, who was missing 1 week ago. The case is now an investigation considering foul play. 1 week. It went from a missing child that walked away and left his house, a runaway, to an investigation considering foul play. Now, about that time, they're at the landfill. Hey, Barb and Doxy Mom. He went missing. Yes, he went missing on March the 26th. So 1 week's time, and they've given up on the fact that it might be a runaway, and now we are into an investigation considering foul play. So May the 4th, Katie told Mountain News, why he is gone is still a mystery. She says, we love you so much and we want you to come home, and you are not in trouble. That was her plea. That was her plea. If it's an investigation with foul play, wouldn't you be saying, whoever has my child, please let him go and let him come home? We miss him. We need him. So, yeah, you're not in trouble. Come home. We love you. Yes, he was 15. And Chris says in the Independent paper, everything that everybody is trying to assume is a flashlight. I hate to say this, but it's not. As much as we would love it to be, it's not. So the flashlight video has been thrown out, according to him. It's not. Don't consider it. He was so Matter of fact, it's not. It's not flashlights. It's not. Well, we all believe it is. And with everything that they've put out there, things that have been said, it all goes to show that his mother and his stepfather are in no way pleading for him to come home. They're not trying to put anything out that is so positive. We need them to give us a timeline of February. Yes. Yep. Hey, Michelle. Yay. Well, welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. So the part to me that gets me the most is everything that comes out. Chris has a reason to dispute it. We've heard every time he got asked a question, he turned it into a whole statement of why he's going to answer it the way he answered it. It's not hard for people to understand. You say your answer, people can understand what you're saying. We all know the English language. Just say it. But he turns it into this big whole statement. And it's nothing more than to keep a distraction. It's all part of a distractive game. He doesn't want this child to be found, obviously. Now, we're fixing to watch a video with narc divers that was looking. They searched the pond and the retention pond there. But there's a phone call that Chris talks to the diver and tells him about the footprints where the scent of the dog, I mean, not the footprints, the scent, where the scent that the dogs picked up went to the right. And this is the way they went. This is what they did. He tells them the whole story. But guys, we know from law enforcement that those dogs didn't have a scent. Now, you're going to have to turn up your volume. It is him standing outside of the back of his truck. He has his phone. Chris is on the speaker. And they're recording on the other side of the truck. So it's kind of hard to hear. Turn up your earpods or whatever you got. Turn it up so that way you're going to be able to hear it, okay? So let's try this, see if it'll work again. Give me a second. Let me get this pulled up. Wait. Let me turn that on. Okay. Okay, y'all gonna have to let me know if you hear it, okay? I give up. I'm doing it all the exact same. It just takes me several of times to do it. It's aggravating. Hang tight, guys. Arr, they're starting to, it's pissing me off, y'all. One more time. One more time.
Tractor. So
yeah, and then like I said, the path that they tracked. So our subdivision, if you're in that subdivision,
yeah,
directly, the next subdivision over to the left is our subdivision.
Okay.
It's called Victoria Place.
Okay.
Yay.
So she did and or didn't. I didn't know who she actually worked for, so.
Yeah, if you guys have questions on anything,
Yeah, well,
there's a lot of BS out there. People saying there's no dogs in.
That's what I heard, and then I read it. I read the article from the actual news, and it said the dogs got a scent that they from an article clothing or something, and then they tracked all the way here, like several
Well,
times.
here's a better one. There was the dispatcher. The call got released from the dispatchers to the deputies and the responding units. In that release of information, you can clearly hear the dispatcher and the cops all saying the dog's got to send us over here in this call.
Okay.
And I mean, for people saying no, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and that's what.
Deputies said they should do the dispatch.
And that's what everybody kept saying, and I'm like, there's got to be some truth to this because that doesn't make any sense. Like, so yeah, they tracked here. So.
Yeah, and then like I said, the path they tracked. So our subdivision, if you're in that subdivision,
yeah,
directly, the next subdivision over to the left is our subdivision.
Okay.
It's called Victoria Place.
Okay.
The scent that they got, as soon as you turn in our subdivision, you're on Kelly. Drive it all the way up to the very top of the hill, a four-way. You'll see that to the right, they're cutting in the new road that will link
all this together. Okay.
Yeah. The scent
Is that what he's talking about? Directly right there? Oh.
So a track. Yeah, there was no question. The dogs were all there. Yeah, it was 100%. And do you know how much they actually drained?
They drained the whole thing.
It's okay.
So initially, when they went over to look at it, it was only knee deep. From the picture that you showed me, there's a lot of new runoff.
Yeah, that's what
from where they're cut. Yeah.
Trying to figure out. I was like, I don't know how shallow it was before or after.
Yeah. I'm 5'9", and it was needy.
Okay.
So, and they even drained it and still walked it.
Okay. So they actually walked it. I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that is actually information that was told to me by law enforcement.
Yeah. So they actually.
Because I went on me and law enforcement, they get to abandon vehicle.
Right.
Drove me around and showed me a bunch of stuff. I'm the only one that they've done that with.
Okay.
So I can actually give you a little bit more information than what everybody's out there running their mouth.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going public with it.
No.
Quite honestly, I'm tired of the BS and the rumors.
That's what I kept trying to tell everybody. I was like, it's, you know, the kid. Anyway, I said he left the house, and then the internet went crazy with rumors and speculation. And I was like, I don't go off of rumors. I go off of what we got now. And I said something about that pond. I said, and it just stopped. I said, so that's where I want to go. That's where I want to search and try to figure this out.
So to work backwards from the pond, okay, if you were to walk from the pond, go straight up into the construction site, you'll see where they cut the road and it turns left. If you walk that all the way back, runs you to our subdivision.
Okay.
If you go down Kelly, all the way down to Stafford, and walk down towards Stafford toward our house. From our house, if you're looking at my house, I'm going to tell you where the dogs went. They started on the front porch.
Okay.
Because off the front porch, the dogs cut to the right. They go all the way down the side of the house along the fence.
So they went to the back side, or that
right
to the north.
If you're looking at my house,
okay,
it's going to be the right hand side. The dog goes all the way down the fence. The dog comes all the way back up into the yard, and then it cuts diagonally to the house next door to us through their backyard, and that is the direction which the dogs take off. Now after that's where they get over to the main road, go up Kelly, and head over to the other subdivision.
Okay. I know.
They've had dogs.
How many? Yeah, a lot of dogs.
But day one, there were 5 dogs. There was a Belgian Malinois, a blue heeler, 2 bloodhounds, and a blue tick.
I know with good dogs, like they'll do the track that's on the ground, and then if they smell a stronger scent in the air that's closer, they'll go to that direct scent. So if all the dogs were tracking actually on the ground, then I feel like this is the play, like the spot to figure it out. Because if he would have cross tracked, like actually like headed back, they should have been able to pick up on it, like a good dog.
So in the 8 days of the variance in searching, in the 8 days, on day 1, the 5 dogs did that. Out of the 8 days, 3 different dogs from 3 different groups went to that same area in that same set. On day 1, 2 of those dogs did the same path.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure that was the bloodhound and the blue tick.
It was probably the better dog.
Yeah, those 2 were probably the better ones. Now the guy, I can't remember this guy. I called him Michael, but I think they call him Michelle.
Okay.
He's French. He's out of North Carolina, I believe, and he trains.
He teaches he trains canine handlers.
Yes. They brought his dogs out, and one of his dogs did that same path. From what I was told, that's why I was like, well, there we go, folks. That's why out of all the dogs, there was at least 3 consistent hits that do that
right.
path.
And then went to the strongest path, the strongest, most recent scent.
And there was a couple dogs, like one dog went over to Long Hole Pike and got there and he lost his scent. The rest all picked up scents, but then they go in all different directions and they lose.
Well, I appreciate your information, and I'm gonna try to figure this out and keep on working at it. And if I get anything, I'll let you know.
Yeah, that guy I sent you his info, Ken Wagner.
Okay.
He's the EMA director for Sumner County. he was the one, I guess they were doing. He was responsible for the ground searching and the waterways and the caves and everything.
Okay.
I mean, you can reach out to him and he can give you more details as far as like the water.
What's been covered.
Yeah, and the caves and stuff. He'll probably even show you, maybe, I don't know, but I would reach out to him and he will give you the best physical aspect of the search that took place. He's the one that was in charge.
Okay. I can do that.
All right, man.
All right,
if you need something,
yeah, I'll give you a call.
okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Wait. So, yeah, Tiffany, yeah. Yes. Lisa, I agree with you and Blue Eyes. Totally. You know, he goes out the front door. I don't know what is that. I don't know what that was. Just started playing at the bottom of my screen. Sorry, guys. Anyways, so according to what Chris just said, Sebastian would have walked out the front door, went to the right, down along the side of the house, which means he crossed across the driveway and along the back fence down by the driveway. So if we stop and think about it, it's another distraction that Chris is trying to put out, because all the flashlight videos were back over here to the left. And once again, law enforcement says there was no scent other than to the end of the driveway and back, like normal. Doesn't show a scent of him leaving that porch. There is no scent. Exactly, Tiffany. Exactly. There is no scent. Now, the dogs might have went that way, searching and smelling, but they didn't follow a scent that way. So why the heck is the stepdad trying to tell us he went out the front door, went to the right, went along the side of the house of the driveway, and went down towards the back fence and down that way to that pond? Why? Maybe because the pond was over here and the flashlight videos were over on that side. Bye, Free Diddy. So, anyways, let me just do this real quick. That was Narc Divers. And we are putting up our fair use so that we can learn from it. This is educational purposes. This is for us to talk about, comment, all the fun things that we do here. Now, I would ask that you go to their channel, search them out, watch their videos, give them likes, subscribe, because they do really wonderful work. They were a group of people that was here, along with other divers and search and rescue groups. Aside from them, I can't say for them, but I do know there was 3 other groups that were threatened with death threats, chased in their vehicles, followed. There was things missing off of their cars, all while they're trying to search for a little boy. And so if we have a stepfather who is trying his best to go to the right when there's video evidence of two flashlights across the backyard, one goes to a vehicle and the other one goes running back to the house, it's complete distraction. Complete distraction. So you can't help but think that maybe the stepfather is trying his best to make everybody go away. Because if it wouldn't have been here, if it wouldn't have been for us being here, Sebastian's case probably would have died out. It would have probably been over and done. But, you know, we're here and we're going to keep looking into it and we're going to keep digging into it. And yeah, let the detectives figure it out. And that's what's going to happen, Pete. I mean, there's no way we can get it all figured out. We are not going to be able to recommend to the police to go arrest this person because this is what we found out. I have no idea. If I remember correctly, the sister said he might have got in a car and went to sleep. The car that was on the end of the street. Exactly. This is Melissa Proudfoot. Is her post on her Facebook page the very next morning. And let me see. I think I have it here. Screenshot it. So let me look. And I will read it verbatim for you. It says, hey, everyone. Hey, everyone. This is my nephew. He is high-functioning verbal autistic. He walked out of the house in the middle of the night with his glasses. Such a strange thing to say. A small flashlight and no shoes. We have been searching since 6:30 a.m. yesterday. They are searching the 10 miles around his house, but I'm worried that he may have got in the backseat of a car, fell asleep, and woke up after someone got to their job and got out of their car. It's possible. I'm trying to think outside the box to help find him. It's just so hard. You never know how kids think. Please keep a lookout. Thanks. It was a very strange post. Very strange. And then I think that was it. There was another one that was done. But yeah, I mean, what? No one said she was there. I don't think she was out searching. I don't think any of his family was out searching, according to what Seth has told us. When he was there at their house that morning, after he had found out and he went, that Katie and Chris's mother and sister, they were talking about vacations and jewelry and stuff like that. Why would you talk about vacations when a member of your family is missing? Why would you talk about jewelry? Why would anyone be worried about jewelry when a 15-year-old child is missing? Guys, this is what we are up against. And we're getting attacked for talking about these things. Yeah. Now, I heard something, and I was trying my best to get to it, to get it recorded, but I haven't done it yet. But guys, I will get it and I will put it out here and we'll listen to it. But there is, Pascal has somebody on his channel, and it sounds like Clue as well. And this man is talking about the three-way call to Ellie. And she says, actually, that is a complete lie, because Katie would not have been able to hang up her phone. But somehow or another, it come down to the fact that it would have probably bumped Katie completely out of the call if Chris called. You can't three-way a call to the sheriff's department. Or you can't three-way a call to 911. So, anyways, I thought that was very interesting. And I will find it, guys. I promise you. Tomorrow we'll talk about that. Hey, Wendy. Thanks for coming in and being with us. Appreciate you. So, yeah. I just don't understand. I understand people have different sides and different viewpoints. I get that totally, 100%. You know, we're all different. We all think differently. We have different friends. And you may have a friend that I don't care for. I might have friends you don't care for. But it doesn't mean me and you have to hate on each other. But, however, there is the side that can't stand the fact that we're over here and we're talking about these parents. But guys, I don't care. Thank you, Annabella. You're my bestie. bestie. I don't care though, guys, how you want to turn it and sway it and bend it and whatever the hell you want to call it or do with it. These are their words. Their words are what we are referring to. Katie's and Chris's words. It's their words. I'm not making none of this shit up. We're playing it. You heard Chris. Chris said the scent goes off the porch to the right, along the side of the house, to the backyard, along that fence. We've all heard law enforcement. There was no dog scent. The dogs did not get a scent. Was with him Sunday afternoon shopping. Yes, she was there. Yeah, the one that I read her post a while ago was the one that was with Katie and Sebastian that day. Yeah. So I don't understand how they can be angry at us as creators, as subs, and bringing these things out into the light when it's their own words. She said that afternoon, so I can tell you he was in a good mood. They were headed home to put away groceries when I last saw him Sunday. Okay. I just don't understand why we have all these details from that day. All these specific details. The whole world knows that he had a colossal popcorn. But yet, no one knows all the details from when they left Texas Roadhouse and the time she reported him missing. We can't believe the story she's told us because the very, very first interview on Duchess channel, she said she fell asleep around 10 o'clock. He said he woke her up about midnight. So did he sit there on the phone for 2 hours, not saying a word because she's sleeping on the couch? So what the heck was he doing for 2 hours? Or did he arrive home about midnight? I don't know. I don't get it. No one gets it. No one understands. But I don't mind calling it out. It does not make sense. Does not make sense. And for her story to change over time, it's incredible. No wonder an investigation with foul play is now being looked into. The truth does not change. The truth is not something you can just keep adding to. It's not something you can make up to adapt to everybody's questions. That's not the truth. And the truth will always, forever and ever remain the same. I don't believe, in my opinion, heard the truth from Katie and from Chris. Now, everybody has their thoughts and their opinions. You do think his scent was there? I know that they did have a scent of him from the garage to the mailbox area because that's where the trash goes on the other side of the mailbox. And that's where he catches the bus. You know, in the very first interview as well, speaking of him going out to the road like that, Chris does say the whole neighborhood loves Sebastian. We hear neighbors say now they didn't know Sebastian. They didn't know Katie or Chris. They never came out of their house. And anytime anyone saw Sebastian outside, he was getting yelled at, whether to make him come back in the house or he had done something wrong. You know, there is the alleged pressure washer incident where Chris was allegedly spraying him with the pressure washer. Tiffany, a lot of people do have that same opinion about they're not sure he made it home from Roadhouse. Betty, I wondered about that. She said, could he have been pulled under by mud and sand? Well, I've wondered about that. And I made the comment that I pray that before they covered that retention pond up, that they did do some samples and take samples of that dirt and test it. But I don't know. I don't know what they've done. I don't know what the reason was for the retention pond to be covered up. It does happen, yeah. And it was muddy and icky in there. There is a video of the narc divers diving in that retention pond. He was going down, running his hands through that mud. And that's how he says Sebastian was not in there. Nobody was in there because he was putting his hands all down in that mud. So, but it could be something where once it kind of dried up, maybe some of that muddy stuff got moved aside and he got put there. I don't know. I don't know where this child is. I wish I did. Because according to his stepfather, he's never going to be found. Chris told Dog and Nick the Hat that Sebastian would never be found. They will never find him. His words to them, according to those two. Yes, they did get that little scent from where the trash cans were down to the end of the driveway. Yes. So that's what I've heard. They got that one little trail and that was it. But there was no trace, no scent of him out in the yard. But according to them, he just played in his room all day. I agree, Barb. That is my opinion. It was in the retention pond. He would have sunk because after so many hours, it was down to... Yes, Blue Eyes, you're right. You're right. And I don't know how long it would take for him to go back up. I don't know. But it was a muddy bottom from what it looked like. They are not trustworthy. I'm sorry, but they are not. And people are just eating it up. They just want to be, they talk about me doing all this and what was the purpose. Attack the parents. It's for clicks, views, and for that money. Guys, I'm not even getting money. I didn't even get a check this week. Or this month. Seriously. It's not that. It's the fact that the parent and the step parent say the words that are absolutely ridiculous. I'm going by their words. And their words are full of crap. Oh, really? A YouTuber was searching behind Texas Roadhouse? Anywhere from Texas Roadhouse parking lot when he was seen on camera all the way to their house. I mean, it's... I will say this, and I've never heard it, but I will say I heard someone talking on their channel saying that there was a neighbor that saw Sebastian get out of the car when they were coming home about 6:30, right at dusk. I can't say that's correct. I can't say that's for sure. I have not seen it. I've not heard this person say that. I've just heard another creator say that they were told that. So if he's seen on camera getting out of the car at that time, then we for sure know he was at the house. And hopefully, pray to God, law enforcement has that information, because that's big. That knows, without a shadow of a doubt, something went down in that house. If that child was so happy and in such a good mood that day, what would have made him run away from his house with no shoes on? And guys, I still question the fact that if she gave him his medicine or he took his medicine, That medication was for him to sleep. He would not have been awake an hour later to be making loud thud noises. From what I understood, Tiffany, she pulled in the garage. They got out of the car, and that's when he was seen. So I don't know. Like I said, I can't guarantee that for sure. Not true. What's not true? Blue eyes, I honestly think that is what they were looking for at the landfill, is what I'm thinking. Michelle, what's not true? What part? Tiffany, I agree with you. For a child to run out of the house in the middle of the night in cold weather, barefooted, it had to have been something that terrified him. He may have felt like he was running for his life. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't get it. None of this makes any sense. And guys, we have heard over and over and over cases where the parents are 100%, this is what happened. We miss our child. I get upset, like all testing them like royal. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, the plate readers and stuff. Yes. Yeah, I agree with you. That landfill should have been searched way more than what they did. I think they were trying to find that trash bag, open it up, and see what was in it. But I figure they probably had more than one bag there, so I hope they got all of them. I really do. But guys, we hear parents all the time. Look at Madeline Soto's mother. She did not know her boyfriend was having sex with her daughter. Gotcha, Michelle. Untrue that Sebastian never left the house to run away. Yeah. No, I don't think he ran away. I think he was carried away. I think he was carried out. He might have ran, Betty. He may have been. I tell you what, the glasses thing. And for Melissa to put that on her Facebook post, he left home with his glasses. That is such an odd thing to say. I mean, if he left home, he would be wearing his glasses because he needs them to actually see. Yes, see, Tiffany, the mother knew. That mother knew. Ugh. Honestly, we don't know for sure. You're right, Slim Shady. We don't need to try to pass speculation as truth. And everything I'm telling y'all is in my opinion. And I'm going off of the words of what they have said. I'm not making anything new up. It's the words that they have said. And that's the part that gets me the most. Do they honestly think, yeah, allegedly, in my opinion, just my thoughts, it's crazy. You gotta cover your butt because there are people that will go nuts over it. And no, we're not trying to make someone believe what we are saying. We're not trying to make nobody believe anything. Oh yeah, no, Slim Shady, I gotcha. But you know, that's how it is. We have to be that way. Can he see well with those glasses? I don't think he can, Betty. I don't think he can. Kim, isn't that something? I'm telling you, their timeline is all kinds of jacked up. It ain't making sense. She said, how could the prophets be there at 6:30 if the sheriff was called at 6 something and the prophets live 20 minutes away? I mean, according to the mother, she woke up at 6, looked in Sebastian's room at 6 o'clock, okay? At 6 o'clock, he's not there. She ran through the house and she said it took her about a minute to look and search. He wasn't there. At 6:03, she's backing out of her driveway calling Chris. 3 minutes to wake up, go to his room, look all over the house, grab your purse with your keys, run out to the car, get in the car, and back out of the driveway. 3 minutes. Very possible, Blue Eyes. Very, very possible. So it doesn't make sense. Oh my goodness. Yes, Betty. Yeah, he had some strong prescriptions. I'm telling you, it's crazy. And I don't get it. None of it makes sense to me. And I don't understand what do you got to do? You know? What do you have to do to get the truth out there? Yeah. Mommy was there. Yeah, his mother was there. And I'm sorry, but the way he helped Chris, the way that the Bauer feeds helped Chris with his case with Nina and getting the child, that his mother is protecting him. Oh, I don't know, Marianne. See, she was dressed. Marianne said, what was KP wearing when police got there? I believe the neighbor, Bobby, said she was dressed. 3 minutes. Remember, she woke up at 6. By 6:03, she's out the door because she can't find him anywhere. And she's dressed. I want to know what this lady does because I need to learn her trick. I am not a morning person and I'm trying to run out the door quick. I need to know how to be ready to go in 3 minutes. Oh, yeah, TJ. Leader of the mafia. Mm-hmm. Yep. I believe that there was 3 people that said that they saw that car at Worsham's, at that grocery store place, little convenience store place by the high school. 3 different people. One, the story didn't quite match up with anything. The other 2, they weren't even related to this case. One person didn't even leave town, but had been by there and said the same thing. No one battles her. Yeah. She runs the whole show. I agree, Tiffany. I really personally think she does. My eyebrows have raised a few times, and I initially thought KP and CP were guilty, but I went neutral because I don't know everything about what happened. Slim Shady, you're correct. We don't know. That's the thing. Hey, Kim. Seth also stated Katie and Miss Bowerstocks, when he got there, were laughing, joking, talking about jewelry and vacations and all that stuff. Yes, Kim. Yeah. They were sitting there talking about vacations and jewelry. Mm-hmm. This child's missing. They should be concerned and worried. No, they're not. Nothing to be concerned about, I guess. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. You know, and to try to be neutral is very hard when you have words like day 7. I think it was day 7, day 6. First interview. Hardly anybody's following the case other than those on Facebook. We're starting to follow it a little bit. We were still on the Riley Strain case, remember? So very few are starting to really follow this case. And on day 7, Chris Profit says it's a case to be studied for sure. Oh. Thank you, Barb. That's sweet. They could have, Slim Shady. I just think they're trying to distract. A distraction in any way is wrong when you're trying to search for a child. There should be no distractions. Yeah, he can swim fast and run like a fish. But this is the thing with the pond, and he does say this in that first interview. Chris does say, Sebastian can swim like a fish. However, he does not like to get dirty. He doesn't like his hands dirty, his feet dirty. He doesn't like anything dirty. So he will only swim in a swimming pool. So, who all plays poker? Cop, sheriff, people that have money. Yeah, why would you let your child go to that? You know, it's just, I don't know. I know that raising a child with a special need is a very hard thing to do. I watched my mother with my sister, and she had what they call Prader-Willi. It was a very, very unknown thing for years and years and years. And she was one of the first, out of the 10, the first 10 that had gotten diagnosed with this. And I watched my mom raise her. She had the mindset of about 11, 12, she lived to be in her 30s. It was a hard life. My dad left. My mom raised us. It wasn't until later in life that she got married again. But raising a child with special needs takes a strain and a toll on any parent. But this is the words that my mom said, because I said something to her one day. I'm sorry for all the times I made life harder for you, because I know you're having enough with my sister, And she said, to love a child is to raise a child. I have 3 loves, and I raised 3 of y'all. It's never a burden. I can only do my best. Well, I don't feel like Katie, and this is my opinion, guys, I don't feel like Katie had that bond with Sebastian till later on in life, because she was working in the military and all that stuff. Seth was not working. He was the one with Sebastian all the time. There was a stronger bond. But does that mean that that bond wasn't strong enough for her to choose her child over her husband? That is something none of us can say, because we don't know that. We can't say that. Can we say that Chris did not want to raise Sebastian? No. We can say that he did not want Sebastian around his daughter, and so Sebastian would go to Seth's when his daughter would come. And we can say that because those were Chris's words. Now, all the little things Chris has said about Sebastian and how he's had to take care of this or do that or do this, or we get the idea that it wasn't a fun life for Sebastian when Chris was there. But we can't say that he was unloved. I could love my child, but my kids got spankings when they were little. They got the little pop on the honey. As they got bigger, I mean, we're talking 5 or 6 years old. They weren't getting spankings, But his spanking at 15, just because he didn't have a belt, and about 80% of us, that's wrong. But for him, Chris didn't see nothing wrong with it. He was all about corporal punishment, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, Slim Shady, I agree with you. Did you hear Chris say Sebastian wasn't like a real boy because Sebastian freaks out if his hands and feet get dirty? Yes, I heard him say that. His words. He wasn't like a real boy. And so you got to be careful when you're on here talking about this child and his life. I assume that he did not have a great home life. I can say that Mr. Chris is not a word that a child would use as terms of endearment. I started to say infection, guys. But a term of endearment is not a Mr. Chris, the man who's basically raising you when your father's not there. I had a stepfather. I was much older when I got my stepfather. I called him by his name, but I would introduce him as my dad because he became that much of a part of my life and my children's life. But I didn't call him Mr. Never heard of a child calling someone living in their house Mr. And that's sad. But is it a bad thing? As far as Sebastian was concerned, we can't say. Is taking all of his animals and making all of his animals go away cruel? Chris is real. Dad cannot raise him because all kinds of questions we've came out. Exactly, Slim Shady. 100%. You know, kids with autism don't operate the same as normal kids. They have different feelings and touches, and things feel different to them. And there's nothing that you can do to change their mind. It doesn't make them weird. It's who they are. Yes, Chris's real father is supposedly his uncle. Yeah. I do hear in Chris's voice every time he talks to Seth, there is a sound of disgust. I have never heard him talk about Seth or to Seth with any type of respect. And to me, that says a lot. It says a lot about the person that Chris is. And for Katie, being Sebastian's mother and not talking to Sebastian's father, that says a lot about Katie. And it's very sad because this is the house that that child lived in. And yeah, he threw temper tantrums. Basically, all kids do. Some learn to control them, some don't. Yeah, I don't like my hands dirty. I don't like my feet dirty. Ugh. Hey, Dorothy, thanks for coming in. I need to say, this lady, one of her job is to talk about the missing kids. God said so. Aww. That was very sweet. Janice, you asked if it was blood uncle, the Big D that they talk about. I believe his name is Danny Guy or Donald Guy or something. Anyways, Big D, the uncle, is who is supposedly his real father. I have not heard that confirmed. I just heard lots of people talking about it. And that's all I know. So, but we have to be on Sebastian's side, guys. We have to, because there is nobody on Sebastian's side. And that's what we're here for Sebastian. I don't care about Katie and Chris. I care how they feel, what they say, what they do, or whatever. I'm here for Sebastian. Oh, I want to make sure Sebastian gets found. That's what I'm here for. Can I have sympathy for his parents? Yes, I can. But I'm here for Sebastian. All I can do is try to sort through what has been said, actions that have been done and taken, and we can talk about them, because possibly that might give us an insight into what Sebastian was thinking or what he felt that day, what his home life would have been like. What would he have thought about his mother and Mr. Chris? What would he have thought about his dad? You know, what did he really not want to go to his dad's house? I have a feeling, just an opinion, a thought, that maybe Chris made it sound way worse than it really is. Only because that's how Chris is. So, anyways, I don't guess Pearl Girl's in here. I haven't seen her. She's been wanting to come up. She said wanting to talk about some points. And I was a bad person, and I didn't get her up. And we had been on here for almost 3 hours. And then the next time I was going to let her come up the other day, and she had left already. So I hope she's not mad at me. But CP's insecure, doesn't like himself, and to bully, he feels normal. But in my opinion, KP, in my opinion, watch the abuse. Maybe KP hit Sebastian. We don't know. She's tough but protected. Yes, I got you, Michelle. I do sit on the fence as to whether Sebastian is alive or not. I don't want to think he isn't. Is the possibility there? Yeah, it's there. Anything's possible. You know, is there a possibility that he is alive? Yeah, it's there. The possibility is there. We just got to sort through it. And yeah, see, I mean, Sebastian wasn't excited about the online schooling, but also that was just to finish out the year. He knew he was going to school when it started back up. And that was okay. He was happy with that. But I think Chris didn't make it out into more of an issue than it really needed to be. But I don't know. It's just, the whole thing is so sad that this child who asked his parents, his mom and his stepdad, for friends for Christmas, friends for his birthday. You know, how is a child supposed to learn how to handle himself in public if you don't take him around other people? They said that he got focused in on one thing. Okay. Teach him. Explain to him. Show him. He's never going to learn that isolated in his home. And then when something does go down and he freaks out or whatever, and then the parents freak out, and it's not helping no one. But I don't know that that's how it's going down. I don't know if that's exactly what's happened. I don't know. And that's the thing. I wish that Chris and Katie would start telling us the truth, telling us exactly how that day went. Heck, don't tell us. Go tell the cops. Go tell the FBI. Tell whoever. Let it be known. What is the truth? Because Katie and Chris, from their very first interview, have tried to distract away from the truth and thought that it would all just smooth out and go away here pretty soon. I think it will be too, Blue Eyes. I think she's the one that's not going to say a word because I think he was there to cover up. That's my opinion. Possibly. I don't know. I go back and forth. I can't keep up with what's what. But I pray if ever me can't say never say no, but I would be in a mental hospital getting straight talked to some. Oh, I'm telling you, you have to take a break from this stuff every once in a while. You just have to. It's insane. It's crazy. Exactly, Blue Eyes. They both look pretty bad. They both look kind of rough. But, you know, the truth will always set you free. Now, that doesn't mean it will take away your responsibility. Won't mean that you won't have consequences to your actions, but it will set your soul free. But whenever you do something wrong, you have to take accountability for your actions. There's no way around it. Yes, they will, Teresa. They will. And whether you believe in God or not, the truth, it will free your soul. Yeah. Okay. Okay. You know, I feel for the parents. My heart hurts for them because they are in a situation that they can't outrun. They are in a situation that they will never, ever be able to drink enough to escape it. They will never be able to do drugs long enough to escape it. They are in a situation where whatever the truth is will always be there. The truth never changes. The truth will set them free. But guys, before you head out of here, do me a favor and hit that like button. If y'all are new to the channel, consider subbing up. I really appreciate it. And we do have memberships. It helps my channel. Helps me out just a little bit. Helps me to pay for the programs that I have going. So anyways, I will try to get back on here tomorrow. No, maybe not. I don't know. We have ball games tomorrow, but I might do a little bit late. Oh, TJ, you're welcome. Thank y'all so much for all being here. It's crazy. One time we got over 100 in chat, and the next time we got low numbers, and then we get medium numbers, and it's okay because we have a good group of people here. And anybody watching the replay, thank you. You count. You mean a lot. And I love comments that are put into the chat when you are on replay. So thank y'all so much. Y'all have a super great night. I will do my best to get on here tomorrow. If not, we'll do it Friday for sure. So love and hugs to everybody. Y'all are precious. And let me get our little song ready to go to get us out of here. Mwah. Love you all. Bye.